Hello everyone. Before we jump in, I'd like to say I'm feeling a bit ill, so if I sound off, that's why. But hey, we're back for the next part of the Dark Souls Can I Fist My Way Through challenge run. With our eyes set on Orlando, it's time for us to get ready for one big ass hurdle that I suspect might cause a lot of trouble. But before we get into that, I'd like to ask y'all to support today's artist, Katophoenix. She's a lovely artist and does fantastic work on many of my thumbnails. I'd also like to ask y'all to support the video with a like and a comment, some feedback if you feel like it, and subscribe for more varied content. Once again, the rules of the challenge: 1. No glitches or exploits that allow boss skipping. 2. Every mandatory boss and DLC boss must die, big or small. The only exceptions are Gwendolyn, because we have no physical way to hit Guinevere with our current loadout, and Priscilla, because killing friendly characters makes me feel bad. Fist type weapons are the only tools allowed for combat. Armor is also not allowed, but rings and equipment are. AK, I can't have pants, but the Dragon Torso Stone would be kosher. With the rules out of the way, it's time to dive into Orlando and feel the pain. With our new weapon in hand, we head back to Sen's Fortress, wonder where the hell the snake that guards the elevator fucked off to, and we head back to the tippity top. We bully another Baldur Knight out of our way, then we get carried off to the Golden City by a trio of 3 well-meaning demons. Better appreciate them, because they're the only demons that don't want to murderize us on sight with their lightning rods in our rear ends. For now, we mostly go unmolested, and we make it to the bonfire with the Brass Knight Firekeeper. It's time to test this new weapon out on the local giants, and honestly, it does some pretty good work, able to burst them down pretty quickly, with the burst often staggering them enough to start the bleed build-up again, or deal enough chip damage to almost finish them off. Plus, at 1500 souls a pop, they're definitely worth some cash to help build our decks up a little nicely. With the giants all down, the chests looted, and the Vor Machine clawed to death, it's time for a gargoyle rematch. Not gonna lie, I mostly get my ass beaten here, but I do manage to defeat him in one go, impale a few painting guardians, head for an epic rafter showdown, and at the final enemy, instead of phasing him down, I just accidentally backstep off the rafters to my doom. At least that KKK looking ass flattens with me. Second time we make it through just fine, head to the lower bonfire, after getting bullied by another gargoyle, kindle it up, spend our souls, and discover to our horror the gargoyle is still stuck on the central mechanism. We raise it back up, perform a few drop attacks on the gargoyle as he keeps getting himself stuck down the stairs, making him a lot easier than the first one in this area. We also managed to steal the first one's tail, but that just resulted in him deciding that he liked lightning more than melee attacks. With them out of our way, we go up the staircase, get beat up by 2 giants but not die, head down, convince one of the flying demons to unalive, fight the second one to death in a sloppier duel than that time Qui-Gon Jinn got penetrated by a black dude. The third one decides to poke us and also decides to uninstall life.exe. We run past the next set, getting up the ramparts they can't climb, and it's time for everyone's favorite part. That's right, it's Archer time. First time does not go so well. We get nailed a variety of different ways, try to come back a few times. We get yeeted off a ledge by a demon like a baby bird getting kicked out of the nest. The next time we make it up there, we manage to bait the Silver Knight into killing himself, get shot in the back one more time for the road, but we've done it. We made it to the upper bonfire. We're gonna boost this bonfire up as it's one of the most important ones in this area. With that done, it's time to bully more knights, parry them all dead, steal every piece of loot in the area, including Havel's, and with that loot acquired, we're going to use a small skip to jump over the railing and unlock the shortcut early, without having to go all the way up to the roof, as we're not dealing with Sigurd's questline. With our shortcut open, we're now free to head deeper into Orlando, including to a giant who will give us some different options for weapon reinforcement, as well as access to a nice supply of shards at better rates than the Crestfallen Merchant. And now, after opening all the shortcuts, it's time for the showdown everyone's been waiting for, the true test of anyone playing Souls, the breaking point for those who don't learn the mechanics and rely on brute forcing their way past everything. Ornstein and Schmo. This is the OG gank fight, at least for those who didn't play Demon Souls and fight the Man-Eaters. But am I my opinion, this one is one of the best examples of a good gank fight. Two very different bosses with wildly different move patterns and movement speeds, which helps to create natural gaps and openings that the savvy player can notice and take advantage of. Ornstein hits fast and has a longer range than Schmo, with his charges turning him into Sonic at times.
Gotta go fast. Gotta go fast. Gotta go faster, 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 faster.
And his lightning blast are capable of catching you unaware, especially if you focus on Smo and his fat body blocks the animation of the charge up. Now this fight actually only ends up taking me 6 or 7 tries, but this is where we commit to having a FAP, or the favor and protection ring for those with a less crude sense of humor. Honestly, I'm quite glad we swapped to the claws though. They really helped for this fight, given our physical damage is so minuscule that we ended up relying heavily on that sweet bleed damage to take chunks out of them both. And once we bled Smo out for the first time, we're gonna dig deeper into our Estus flask, only to end up throwing it away on that first attempt on Super Ornstein. Do it again, and we're left with Super Ornstein. He definitely needs to be bled out, because we're taking half a dozen swings just to knock him down 1 bar of health without the burst damage. But hey, with the Terror Twins down, we talked to Guinevere, and it's time to make our commitment to our one true lady. That's right, the fair lady in Lost Islet. What, did you think we were going to commit ourselves to continuing this age of folly? Hell nah. Dark Lord of the Undead chooses to save his subjects where he can, and to do that, we're gonna have to save Brolaire. It's time to do that thing every RPG player hates, farming and grinding. But we're going to have to if we want to get that sunlight mag in to stop Solaire from hollowing. Plus it also means we won't have to travel through the lava fields if we want to get to Lost Islet without dealing with all the undead dragon butts. Though we will still have to travel there for the centipede demon. Now to open this shortcut, we're going to need 30 humanity, and the only reliable source of humanity drops are either the depths or the DLC where there's dozens of humanity sprites to kill. And I'm not going anywhere into the DLC yet. Speaking of the DLC, we head down the Darkroot Basin, offer Havel a free spinal realignment, give the Hydra a sweet new haircut when he doesn't bury his head somewhere far out of reach, that is. We also reload the game so a golden golem spawns in the back, and with that done, we go and beat his ass to death. Free Dusk of Ulasil, we've got the first step of going into the DLC open. With that done, it's time to head into the Duke's archives, at least far enough to get the Broken Pendant. We travel to Anne Orlando, beat the bouncer to death, have us 2 heaping helpings of fresh from the farm bacon, use the bonfire, head upstairs, get ganked by way more crystal hollows than I remember, then we come back up, slowly clear them out, start smashing the local homeopathic healing crystal supply to get our Broken Pendant, get ganked but live this time, and now we're free to get groped by Manus' giant freaky hand, so he takes us back to the past, to fight the foes that suck ass. With that bit of prep work done, we head down to the depths to begin the grind to 30 humanity, as the rats are the closest and easiest way to get the humanity that we need. We also take some time while we're here to mostly clear out the depths and kill Kirk to get a free humanity. We also run into the thing I fear most in this game, the basilisk lizards. Sure, they may not take much to bring down, but one wrong slip up and it's over. These creatures can instantly kill you with a curse gas if that gauge builds up. And let me tell you, this is not how you want to get hard. Because this erect statue comes at the cost of half your health bar. Unless you could buy a purging stone from Oswald of Kareem, or speak to the sealer at the top of a building in New Londo, and have fun getting through all the ghosts with half a health bar. The only mercy afforded to you is the fact that you can now hit the ghost while in curse state without a transient curse. So yeah, fear the googly-eyed lizards. Now back to the focus, however. Item discovery is affected by 2 factors in this game. The first is convenient, humanity. The higher your soft humanity, aka the amount you have in the top left-hand corner, the higher your item discovery. Up to a cap of 10. This puts your item discovery up to 210 maxed out. And the other effect equipment. There's 2 pieces of equipment in the game that will boost your chance to get drops. The Mimic Head, which is a terrifying piece of equipment that slowly drains your health, or the gold-covered Serpent Ring, which both adds another 200 points of item discovery, which brings your item discovery up to 400. I did make the mistake of not grabbing the ring earlier while I was in Sin's Fortress, so for the first half of the farming session I don't have it, but eventually I say fuck it, head back to the parish, send a snake into the tar abyss below, hit the top bonfire, yeet yet another snake lady, head into the boulder changing room, and no, this isn't where the snakes put on their metal bras. With this, we aim the boulders down the staircase that leads into this room on the route that you would normally take. But keep in mind, you do need to go down there first, to make sure the boulders recognize the hole at the bottom and break down the wall. With this done, redirect the boulders, murder this annoying snake lady with a drop attack, then we head down and claim our prize. With the ring on hand, we head back to the depths, and it's a major improvement. Instead of getting 1 to 2 humanity run, we're now getting 2 to 4 on trip per average, drastically increasing the efficiency and making this session go by much faster. Once we're done, we put all the humanity into the fair lady, but our farming isn't done yet. Now it's time to head to the New Londo ruins, bully the dark race to death, get the 3 titanite chunks we need, and now we've almost got our max level weapon, and we've caused our weapon scaling jump from a B to an A in Dex. It's time to begin the prep work that we need to push towards the 4 lords and to ultimately take on Gwyn. Our first objective is to max out this claw, so let's head to the asylum and take on the stray demon. He's decently tough, but nowhere near as bad as the asylum demon was. He does manage to get me 3 or 4 times, but most of those were the AoEs while I was getting my souls back from the first death. Still, it's just absolutely cathartic to see how much the level 14 claws did to his ass. Coupled with the bleed, it tore chunks straight out of his health bar. With the second of 3 fatties down, and our first Titanite slab in hand, it's time to head back, upgrade this baby to plus 15, buy some shards of various types, and we're also going to push another claw up to plus 10. With this one up to plus 10, we make it lightning, and then we proceed to test it out on the absolute worst target, a lightning chaos demon outside the giant blacksmith's door. With that being said, it does still tear through him, but that's more due to the bleed than the lightning. Now to get this weapon up, we're gonna need chunks, so you know what that means. Time to bully more dark race for all their chunks to boost our golden weapon.
Gotta go fast. Gotta go fast. Gotta go fast, too fast, too fast, faster, faster.
While farming the dark race, we also do manage to score a dark hand, but ultimately it just doesn't stack up to either of our other options. Sure, it has a flat 200 physical damage, but our other weapons just do better, either with elemental damage or due to scaling bonuses. Honestly, we got the lightning claw up for one fight really, and that's Seath. Being that he's a dragon, he's weak to lightning. So theoretically, this should chew through him better than our regular claws. But that being said, souls isn't always what you'd expect, so we'll see when we get there. With our new weapon in hand, let's go test this plus 4 on the Fleshlight Dragon. It definitely brings the pain to the Gaping Dragon, but it's only slightly more than my regular plus 15 claws due to the claws having a nice scaling bonus. Maybe the next one I will invest in will instead be the Crystal variant, because the Crystal variant, while having a lower durability, has a really nice damage buff and still keeps your scaling intact. We're really clawing at any source of damage we could get, honestly. And now our next step for prep work is going to be Ceaseless Discharge. It's time to bring down one of Quelaag's siblings, and now that I think about it, we end up killing just about every one of her siblings but 2, and even they can be killed. The Fair Lady and Quaelana, the Pyromancy teacher, are the only ones that aren't inherently hostile or have to die. I specify have to die because unless we want to use the lava skip, we can't proceed without aggroing or killing him. We steal his sister's dress so we can cross-dress our way into Lost Isleth, remember I can't wear outfits and become immediately sad, then almost get dunked by Ceaseless a few times before I remember his attack patterns. And no, we're not gonna cheese the Gonorrhea Demon, because it's more fun for me to fight him. He also goes down in one try, and the eye-destroying lava recedes a bit, allowing us more access into Lost Isleth and a rematch with the Capra Demon, in which the Capra gets dunked. We head down the stairs, slap Kirk so hard that he decides to kill himself rather than face another bitch slap, drop down, kill a giant wall worm, get puked on by him, but also get ourselves another bonfire in the area. We head in, smack a statue dead, climb up the staircase, see the hot new rap group Cappers with Attitude is in the area upstairs. We decide we want nothing to do with a 5-capper gankfest, waddle our ass back downstairs, kindle the bonfire to max, and we head down the stairs instead, killing even more ball statues. We almost get dunked by a Taurus demon like a scrub. We head to the shortcut area, kill all the sunlight maggots so they can't infect our bro Solaire. We try to kill a crystal lizard, fail, reload, get him this time, then we head back to the bonfire, attack another worm thing, get promptly put in our place as the naked scrub we are, and we warp on out to the Paris to prep for the next video. Cause yes, we're heading to the DLC next. It's time to take on the Sanctuary Guardian and see what we could do in the ancient land of Ulasil. And it's going to be interesting because it's been a while since I fought Manus. I hope you watched this dumbass playthrough Dark Souls 1 so far. I sincerely appreciate the support. If you'd like to further support the content, get yourself listed on screen, consider becoming a member of the channel. You also get voting for each week's supporter streams. But hey, this has been Core, and I'll see you next time.